Hi Capricorn, it's Mary Ellen coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your June 2017 Soul Tarot reading. I'm so thrilled to be back. For those of you that are new to the channel, I use the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck developed by Caitlin Matthews. Capricorn, we have a lot to talk about. Last month was a seminal month of shift and change that you have been undergoing since I started doing readings in January and February. And this month I have been walking with this energy, just sort of having some notions, if you will, energetically. I've been feeling a lot of energy inside of me as it relates to this story. So I would like to jump in, and anyone who hasn't seen the previous videos, I am very deeply urging you to go and check them out. Here in the center, we have the Woman of Knowledge. I'm going to see if I can scroll in on this for you. I am feeling a sense of excitement. Not just because she is here, but because of who she is. So, lying over the top of your reading, giving the reading, again, giving it energy and thematic presence, and, light, spiritual, light from spirit is the phrase that's coming through to me in this moment. This is the Woman of Knowledge. So I'm getting a download. What I'm getting from spirit is there is a particular way that spirit wants to speak to you about knowledge this month. And, last month you had the invitation to step into an initiatory journey as your cycle of shift and change deepens. And so spirit wants to talk to you about it from this place. Let me show you the card. Okay, there's the Woman of Knowledge. Do you see the stone? She is picking flowers and herbs and different plants to be used for healing. She has on this midnight blue garment. She is actually directly connected across the divide. And she has her gaze upon the spot in which she is kneeling. She is definitely here to bring healing to you. Oh, I'm sorry, let me scroll out. So, a spirit wants me to tell you some things about this card that actually, this is the first time I have ever spoken about this aspect of this card in any of my readings. This woman, in the mythology, if you will, of this deck, is the daughter of the physician that helped to bring healing to the King of Battle. She is kneeling at the gravestone of her brother. And the herbs and the flowers and the plants that grow up from the bones of that which has passed on. And I believe the connection, in a very profound way, there is a lot of energy coming right here, right off of this card. Actually, in this entire line, there is something happening here. And what Spirit wants you to know, rather, is the connection that remains true for you about your particular birth, death, birth cycle. And so, there was a portal here. The King of Battle is known, it's a true story, built a dream portal so that people could enter into the most sacred place in order to have a journey across. And last month, your journey across was into this initiation. the fact that this woman is here, so deeply related to this story, this is a phoenix story for you, Capricorn. Not in a general way, but very definitely because of your particular journey. This is about rising up. Having come through this portal, the people of the portal are here to meet you and to help you with your healing as you move forward into your life. There is significant change happening as a result of the type of death that you have endured with all of your trials and tribulations and loss and challenges since Pluto moved into your first house. Pluto is going retrograde this summer, and it is the moment when you are rising back up. That's what I'm getting from Spirit. I believe I've already talked about the shift in Pluto going forward as the work of Pluto in your life, in your destiny, begins to shift toward healing and rebuilding as it continues to shape your relationship to power, which is the job of Pluto ultimately. It is about destruction and rebirth, shredding form so that something new can come, and about the rectification of power and the correct use of power at the base of its core is the phrase that's coming through. So, let's see what's going to happen this month. There's a lot of quiet energy on the table, and Spirit just wanted me to really talk to you about this woman and her relationship to your story. Okay? So, last month with the initiate, you were dedicating your energy, having moved through this dream portal, into this place, traveling in the places beyond. That's the phrase that's coming through. And I'll pick this up and show you in a minute, but, here on the table this month, there's a very deep sense of feeling and energy of being very deeply across, having made the step last month that you did at the apex of your spiritual destiny. That's what's coming through. So here in the center, remember last month I was talking about prophecy? That's what this is. This is the augury of knowledge. An augury is a prophecy. It is foretelling the future. Do you see that? Look. That is the eclipse of the moon that I've been talking about, that opened this portal. And Spirit is saying, yes, there is a direct link between these events that happened in February and the portal that opened, through which you are traveling. Do you see the all-seeing eye? This is another incarnation for you in this lifetime. This is about self-activation, self-realization, about a very new set point. It's a number 1 card. The type of knowledge that has come into you that you have been prepared to receive. The other thing that's giving me a little bit of chill about this, remember the King of Battle? I'm going to put the card down. Sitting right here, the portal, that is now in the center of your being, the center of your reading. The King of Battle, sitting here, creating this portal that you traveled through to arrive into your initiation. There's just an enormous amount of energy here. Do you remember the King of Battle had a silver hand that touched the universe, that was in direct communication with the divine? That is you now. One hand raised up, touching the stone of knowledge and wisdom, and one hand shining that wisdom, that knowledge, the ability to emanate your energy here on the earth. And I'm pretty sure I've been talking about this in all different ways. you have risen up. Very truly, you are being reborn. Spirit wants you to really understand this part of the message, because going forward into the reading, it's very important. Let's see what's here. So last month, when you had this initiation, the invitation to become an initiate, I spoke a little bit about the tasks that are involved. It is about learning in order to shift and change and to go very deeply into your nature. And so I just want to say again, the woman of knowledge is here, standing over the top of your reading, acknowledging that you are rising up from the ashes of your life in this way. This augury of knowledge coming into a new place. This is the warrior of knowledge. Capricorn, you have arrived into the first major step of your initiation journey. This young warrior, I think we've seen this card. He does battle with knowledge, and Spirit's telling me don't get into the backstory of the card. Basically, he has to go out alone into the forest in order to face this beast and overcome the situation, not the beast. And that's part of the message. He had to go and collect some things that belonged to a young woman that he was hoping to marry. And the king wanted to make sure that he was worthy. This girl was a princess. So, Spirit is acknowledging to you, having risen up out of the ashes of your own life, out of your own graveyard, that is linked to the wheel of Pluto, this destiny, coming into this sacred knowledge in this particular way, having to pass through the life, death, life spiral in a lifetime, now being sent out into your new life as a warrior with this new knowledge. Let's see what's here. Yeah, okay. Do you see how this woman emanates energy in this moment when she comes through this portal and you reawaken in this lifetime? Same woman in a certain way. This is the woman of art. This is about bringing bounty and being able to emanate and stand firmly in your place, very grounded. Do you see how this is very clearly, this is a portal-like experience in this visage, and here, standing firmly on the earth, but flowing across the land. Do you see the energy emanating off this beautiful goddess? She is completely imbued with the sacred energy and knowledge and understanding. And what she does is she brings abundance. She is bringing new life. Do you see the blue-green of her garment? This is the goddess of the river Boyne. And her abundance literally does flow from her in this beautiful place, this new place of lush, green stability is the word that's coming through. So there are a couple of messages about this. You know, when these type of events happen and you set out on this journey, you are going to go very, very deep. I'm really curious to see what's here. This is about going very deep, because this is what's at the center. Spirit on some level is telling you what the shape is going to take for you, a little bit of message about your destiny, and also that you are being accompanied in this way while you work and toil in this new type of challenge, it is going to be very important for you to remain grounded, because your energy, there's an energy that is going to be flowing through you, into you, and flowing through you. So this woman stands able to carry that capacity. She is very grounded here to the earth. She holds a bowl of milk in her hands. She is abundant in all the ways that one needs abundance. Yeah, look. Okay, do you see the moon? This story is about a young man who was taking part in an annual tradition near the time of Halloween. Again, there is a signification here of death. There are people hanging on a gallows. In your warriorship, as the warrior of knowledge, Spirit is telling you to ground yourself, because you are going on an adventure. The type of adventures that very sacred initiates do have to go through. Struggle through is the word that's coming through, okay? Alright, so both of these young men had to go into the wild places where most people do not travel. It is too frightening, it's too overwhelming. And standing in the middle of this journey is this sacred goddess, here to accompany you and to show you the image that she brings. And, Spirit again is saying, make sure you ground yourself. But you are being accompanied. Don't ever doubt it, Capricorn. There has been an enormous energy accompanying you, and it is of this nature. The way spiritual energy flows and what it brings to us. So he had to go out under the light of the full moon to put a rope around a corpse. It was like a dare that happened at Halloween time. And when those who were able to complete this gruesome task actually did get a prize, if you will, from the king. And again, this was a portal for him. And I'm getting words about initiation ceremony. So it is about putting a rope around your own death and coming to a place of being able to face the fear of that in order to bring this, to see how they sit aligned, in line, because you are rising back up. Your human journey is causing you to have to really go straight into the things that have troubled you, under the light of the moon, with that energy. And the moon is about mystery. It's about intuition. It's about deep traveling and knowledge and cycling. Do you see? There's the full moon. There's the new moon. There is something that is happening that is ordered by the phases of the moon for you this month. So what happened to this young man was he decided to go out and take up this challenge. And he was very frightened. You can see the distress on his face. It's a very gruesome task. And what happened to him was, as he stepped out into the field, he began to have a vision. And he traveled across to the other world. And there, in the land of fairies is where he was, he met a banshee and asked for her help. They decided to make a pact to help each other because he had a vision that... Okay, Spirit's interrupting me. The story is there was a fort, basically the place where he was residing, burning to the ground. And when he got to the other side, he was told that is an event that does not necessarily need to come to pass. So he traveled back and forth with the assistance of this banshee. And again, Spirit's telling me, someone like this. This is what Spirit's saying, okay? A banshee is somebody that lives in the netherworlds and has some magical powers. This is about going into your own death, facing your death. And in that place, receiving the magical assistance you need to travel back and forth and reawaken. In this place, he found the deeper aspect of himself. And he did eventually travel into these deep places, into the land of the fairies, and lived his life there, transformed into a different type of energy. And so he went forward into his life in a new way, having faced the fears that were coming to him about the life he had here. Let's see what's here, Capricorn. What I'm getting about this is, this is similar to the dream chamber that I was talking about that we saw earlier. Going really deep across. In a way that's about astral travel, to have a vision. And to understand this death experience that came to you, and the feeling that your life had burned to the ground. It's about having a vision. You might have some dreams this month. I wouldn't doubt it. So look what's here in the bridge card, Cappy. That is the revelation of knowledge. You are very certainly going to have some very deep experiences. That is about reincarnation. Spirit's telling me to put the card down. I will in just a minute. You see that guy? You see? Look at that. So this is, I think, actually in your readings we may have seen this card before. This is about a warrior who lived through many horrific battles. And in the final battle that he faced in his lifetime, he was the only survivor. And he lived a very, very long time, much longer than a natural human life. And in the end of his story, he began to shapeshift. He did not die. He did pass back and forth. And again, I want to just remind you, this is in the placement of the dream tunnel, is what I'm hearing. This is about traveling in an astral travel kind of way and being reincarnated through your death in this lifetime. It is the bones of your own passing, out of which grow the herbs for healing. And when you arise, you come back through this portal to have the adventures of an initiate and to do battle, to be a warrior of knowledge. That's the message from Spirit, okay? So this is really beautiful. Lying here with your soul in this place. Do you see, Cappy? This line? Part of what's coming through is, at the time of your birth onto this planet, this time around, you actually came in this way. That's what this is about. In order to reincarnate through your life, because you are a warrior, we've talked about that a lot, you came here to do battle with Pluto. And it was your destiny to help humanity move through the sacred wheel of Pluto, which takes hundreds of years. I believe you have been on this journey for a long time. Let's see what's here. Look at that. Look. Okay. Now my mind is blown again. Do you see that? That is the imaginer of harmony. And again, this another journey deep into the other side, into the ocean of knowledge, across the divide. Do you see that? Look at that. The moon, guiding your passage. I want to show you something, Capricorn. Look at this. Do you see this? Going into the tunnel of death. That's what Spirit's telling me. It's not, literally not the story of this, but Spirit is telling me. And we see her here. Look at this line, Cappy. Please put a dream journal next to your bed. Make sure you write down the things that come to you, your thoughts, your dreams, your visions that may arise, because you are really going very deep. You have come through the sacred portal. Once again, that is the word I'm hearing. And look at that. Okay? Another major arcana card. The mover of energy. That, of course, is the Chariot card. What's significant about this is that once again, we see this image of someone who emanates from within, able to be the bearer of not only sacred knowledge, but sacred energy. We hear a lot of people talking about raising your vibration. This is what it means, to be able to hold this kind of knowledge, source knowledge, from deep across the divide, the place from which all knowing arises. And in that moment, with that energy, you do have the ability to move your life forward. That's what the horses are for, right? Just to help us understand. In the traditional tarot, people talk about, maybe there are 2 pathways and things like that. That's not the point. This is the point. That is what brings movement to you, because you have the power from within to manifest what you want and choose your pathway. And last month, the King of Knowledge was here making a pair of shoes in order to prepare you to walk forward. Do you understand now the continuation of this message? I hope. It's a very complex thing that's happening. In this line, all 3 of these magical beings emanate energy that comes in through these portals from the sacred source, and they stand in these ways. That's what Spirit wants you to know. There are new ways which you are going to be standing in your life when you imagine the recreation of harmony in your own life. And here on this planet, there is an energy that goes along, that you carry through your change. Let's see what's here. And there's the energy. Look. There. I'm pretty sure this has been with you before. I think 2 months ago. This is the final card in the Soul Tarot wheel, if you will, of Major Arcana. It also is about the cycle of change. This represents the 4 seasons. This is about the seasons of your life. And you see the triple spiral of life. The life, death, life spiral. That's what Spirit wants me to talk about. Look at the power and the energy that emanates from this sacred being. Very significant. There's a lot going on inside of you, Capricorn. Let's see what the outcome is. No surprise. The dialogue of skill. So, this card has been with you on your journey. Once again, Spirit is here embracing you and bringing you lessons in order to help guide you home to yourself. This is a story about Merlin. We've talked about it before. Who is transforming. And Merlin went through many battles. Spirit is telling me this is another reflection of the journey you've been on. Merlin did have his own death within his own lifetime. He became disassociated from himself because he had so many battles and so much psychic injury and so much heart chakra injury through his warriorship as a wizard. And this man was a dear friend, and he had to go seek him out and embrace him and bring love and care and talk to him about his journey so that he could return to his rightful place. And that's what Spirit is doing. That's the Spirit saying to me, yes, that's the point. Okay? So, very quiet, very deep. Do you see this portal? I haven't even looked at the astrology. I do know that the planets are going forward, and I think last month I talked about all these retrogrades that have been happening and how things are going to be moving forward. And while the energy on the planet moves forward, Pluto is going into retrograde, and you are going deep. In order to go through these portals, to perfect your energy on the wheel of Pluto, because I think when Pluto goes forward, what I'm getting is that when Pluto goes direct again, that is the moment when you will really begin to move. And so this is a time for deep reflection and quiet, to become the imaginer of harmony for your own life, for your soul, for your heart chakra, and for all beings here on this planet. Because you will have the energy to begin to move that forward. And this is the journey that will bring this change. I'll be very eager to speak to you in July. I'm going to pick from the bag of runes for you. And you know the other thing, I'm just going to tell you this. I wasn't going to, but it's the middle of the night. I woke up, I had a dream, and I woke up, and I had to come and do this reading right away. So, let's see what Spirit wants to say to you, because it is very deep and quiet here. Spirit, please help bring a little more information for Capricorn in this moment. Traveling through this tunnel and rising up. What is the information that Capricorn needs to go forward in this moment? Cappy, look at that. I'm not going to take the time because the video is already over 30 minutes. Go back and look at this. Rewind last month's video. This is the very same rune. It is about the self and the warrior's journey. Know thyself, Capricorn. That's what this is about, okay? Your deep self. Spirit wants it right here. Understand who you are in this moment. And please know that I will be walking with you energetically through this month. I know I'm an earth sign, for those of you that are new and don't know that. And your journey is affecting me. It really is affecting everyone. But as an earth sign, this also affects my life. And I'm actually going to be going on an inward journey during the month of June. And so I will not be as readily available in terms of electronic communication, because I'm going to take some time, significant time, to go deep. I will look forward to seeing you in July. Cappy, thank you so much. I'm sending my love and support. Make sure that you have some accompaniment and that you ground yourself very deeply this month. It's going to be very important. Thanks, Cappy. I'll see you in July.